Hello, thank you for taking the time to listen to this webinar. Becoming a millionaire has a kind of funny ring to it. Let me give you a scenario for setting your goals and how to set those goals and whether or not those goals will make sense. See, when I started making my first list of goals, I was given a suggestion, and therefore I will give you that suggestion. It's been good for me, it's been good for many people, and I believe that would be beneficial to you as well. Here you are, a person of a certain age, whatever you may be, and sure, you made some mistakes, and now you're on the road to better and bigger things. We always try to do better, always try to do greater. You've got the motivation to make a difference, and after all, this is America, so the possibilities are endless. So why don't you set a goal of becoming a millionaire? Millionaire. This has got a nice ring to it, doesn't it? And if you're about to explain why becoming a millionaire is a worthy goal, and the men doesn't need to be teaching you why, this is what it's all about. It'd be great to have $1 million, wouldn't it? But if you had reasons to become $1 million owner, what would be compelling? What would be the idea? It's one of the greatest lessons that I've ever learned, and I'm also about ready to share it with you. Here's what I was told. Set a goal of becoming a millionaire for what it will make of you to achieve it. Set a goal that will make you reach for the stars. What a great reason for setting goals. And here's why. The greatest value in life is not what you obtain. The greatest value in life is what you become along the way. The major question to ask on the job is not, what am I getting here? A much more powerful question is to ask, what am I becoming here? It's not what you get that makes you valuable. It's what you become along the way that makes you valuable. So let me give you the key phrase of setting goals. See, set the kind of goals that will make you a better person when you achieve them, or when you are in the process of achieving them. Either way, always ask yourself, what will this goal make of me? If I set this goal and I go forward, how will this change me in the process? What a wonderful new concept of setting goals. See, it's a whole different setting now that you think of it this way. As I know it, there are rules of setting goals. And I have two most important goal-setting rules that I think you should remember. By following these two rules, I think you will achieve a great deal and become more than you ever could have imagined, ever. Here's the first rule. Don't set your goals too low. In leadership training, we find that people teach each other a similar type of guideline. Don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations are high. Go where the demands are high. Go where the pressure is to perform, to grow, to change, to read as many books as possible, to study as many concepts as you can, to develop new skills. That is called living at the summit. Living at the summit where you can do anything that you want. Go where the demands are high. Go where the expectations are so strong that they motivate you, they push you. They urge you to insist that you remain in the same place, not but a few minutes. That way you will grow and you will change. So don't set your goals too low. What about the guy who says, well, I don't need much? Well, you know what? This man is guaranteed not to become much. Here's rule number 2 for setting goals. Don't compromise. Don't sell out. There were some things in my own life, in the early years, in which I paid a big price. Too big of a price, as a matter of fact. And if I had known how much it was going to cost me, I never would have paid that price. I never would have paid that price. But I didn't know. And this was at those times. So don't sell out. As the old saying goes, count the cost of what there is. This will make a big difference in your life. And there are 2 words which you have to remember, and scriptures keep up those words in the forefront of our life. The first is beware. This is a negative word. Beware of what you become in pursuit of what you want. Don't sell out. The second word, however, is behold. It's a positive word. Behold the possibilities and the opportunity. Behold the drama. Behold the awesomeness. Behold the uniqueness. Behold the majesty. What a positive word, behold. Set the kind of goals that you will transform in the becoming of what that is. These goals will transform your life. They'll make you far better than you are now. Far stronger than you currently are. And you'll be able to go wherever you want to go with these kinds of goals. Here's something else that I'd like you to consider. And is, how do you track your progress? If you know that you've set goals, how do you track those progress? If you want to drive from your home to a store, for instance, on the other side of town, you'll need an automobile. You'll have to have gas in the tank and the keys. Otherwise, it won't go. But you'll also need to know how to drive. You'll need judgment based on life experiences to tell you when to step on the brakes if there's a traffic light. You'll need to have a desire to reach your destination so you don't keep on stopping. As a matter of fact, too many people, when they go on that drive, they stop for coffee or a piece of cake. You know what? You'll need to know how much time to allow for this trip so that you can get home in time for wherever else you have to do. You'll need enough maturity to call and say you're going to be late, even if you get stuck in traffic jam. You can't measure these requirements with a yardstick, but they are as important of teaching you the destination as the car, and they are as important as the gas or the keys to start the engine. So let's continue for a little bit about this metaphor, and just for a moment, if I may. There are all sorts of ways to keep track of the condition of a car. You can look at the tires, and there you'll be able to see whether or not they've been worn out. You'll see the tread, if they're still good or not. You can look at the odometer, and to see how long it's been since you've changed the oil. You can turn also the switch, and then walk around the car to see if the headlights or the taillights are working properly. These are called objective indicators of the condition of the car. Now let me take this. See, similarly, there are ways of objectively evaluating your achievements. Most people don't take advantage of them, and often they don't even pay attention to them. For example, you can put together a financial statement in order to determine how much you're worth. You can hire an appraiser. You'll learn about the market value of your house. You can compare where you were 10 years ago and then where you're going to be determining whether the level of progress has made a change in your life. See, achievement depends on effective goal setting and monitoring in the same way that a successful drive to the grocery store will depend on the same knowledge that you'll apply the brakes or not. Isn't that amazing? If you think about that for a second, how can you track your progress and determine if you will be able to get where you want to go? In other words, are there ways of discovering whether or not you are doing what you need to be doing without having an accident? I believe there are ways of evaluating your goals. Just as there are ways of measuring the depth of tread on the tire or the amount of gasoline that you have in the tank of the automobile. And to utilize these ways and these techniques, all you need is a commitment to be truly honest with yourself. Now, I may just say that at first this kind of brutal honesty may be painful, but you have to realize that a true achievement is unlikely unless you pay the necessary price. If you think about it, just as a gas gauge in a car, it indicates either full or empty. And you'll know that because if you look at a car, that's what it says. The same thing here. You'll have to gauge whether or not your progress is working or not working. Now there are indicators for this. And here's the first one. Something that you have to think about. The word is called refusal. Please write it down because this is important to realize and to be able to find out whether or not you're monitoring your progress. See, if your goals are good and strong, And there are certainly things that you simply refuse to accept in yourself or in other people, in your work perhaps. If you also accept to, at any time, to do anything less than your best effort. It doesn't mean that things will always work out exactly as you hope them, or even as you intended. But that's not the point. There will always be variables. There will always be things that you cannot control. But regardless, your level of effort should always be the maximum possible. If we're talking about your family, your commitment should be just as strong. You should simply refuse to compromise in any area where your family's needs and welfare are concerned. And with yourself, you should similarly refuse to accept pettiness, dishonesty, or unethical behavior in any form. Here's a second character trait. It's called decision. If the first one was refusal, the second one is decision. Ask yourself, are you a person who comes to a fork in the road and turns either right or left? Or do you stop the car, scratch your chin, and say, well, maybe I'll go this way, and then maybe again I'll go that way. And in the end, you go nowhere. Think about the big goals you have set in your life. It could be that you want to get married. It could be that you want a new job. It could be that you want something particular. In any case, are you the kind of person who makes the necessary decisions and takes the necessary action to achieve those goals? Or are you someone who says, well, maybe this is just not meant to be? It's easy to say that. Easy. Another word that I want you to think about is called apathy. That's where you really don't care what happens. And if you really don't care what happens, it's just as well, because the outcome will not be positive. That's a guarantee. You've made a promise and you're going to keep it. When you set out to drive to the grocery store, you don't stop at the doorway and think, what will I do if I don't make it? You have no time for that. You have no time for fear. You simply intend to get to the grocery store. You know you're going to get there, and you'll get there. It's a guarantee. So, whether it's refusal or anything else, you don't think about that. Don't think about that fear. That's where you come in. That's where faith comes in, and that's where confidence and trust comes in. You have to act that way. And that's the promise. That's the promise that you can make yourself, to friends, to family members, to the people who work around you. That you're guaranteed that you will give the best that you've got. That you will be all that you can be. And by doing that, you'll not only be able to set your goals, but you'll be able to track your progress and realize that your guarantee is indeed truthful, honest. But most of all, it's you. I hope these words are able to help you set goals and track the progress. I hope that you succeed in everything that you do. And I hope that these words, although some of them may have sounded harsh, that you take them to heart, because I meant them from the heart. I hope they help you achieve all that you want to be. God bless you for everything that you do, and you should be successful. You should always go from strength to strength. God should bless you, that you should realize that you are unique and God loves you, and you should love each and every one of the people that you meet. Because by helping others, you'll help yourself. And by being the best that you can be, you'll be proud of your action. Have a great day, and may you succeed in all your goals. Thank you.